Okay, so you probably clicked on this video because you wanted to learn how to do tie downs for your own personal animation, or maybe you're like, what is that term? I don't know what he's talking about. So I'm going to keep this very simple for you. Right here, we have a rough drawing from the rough animated jump that I did. And this drawing, we're just going to tie down. Now, what is that? What does the word tie down even mean? Tying down basically means that you're tying down the information. Right here, you can see that this whole area is not really defined, and it's okay because this was our roughs, right? When we do our rough animation, we can be very rough so that we can change our poses willy-nilly. You know, we don't have to worry too much about how perfect the drawing is on the first go. But so for our tie downs, this is where we are defining what these shapes are more distinctly. Because when we tie down, people, if they are in betweening our own animation, or if we're in betweening our animation, we need to have drawings that are on model. And when I say on model, I mean that are proportionally correct to the model sheet that we have been using. But before we tie down, what we want to do is turn down the opacity of our rough layer. And this is the most important part. I see some people not doing this, and not doing this means that you're just drawing over top of this information, and it's really hard to see what you're doing. But with roughs, when you turn down your rough layer, you're able to actually see, you're able to still see your drawings, but then when you go in to do your tie downs or make a distinct line, then it's clearly visible, and you know like what your tie down drawings is going to look like. Now, to really go into the purpose of this and to keep it simple, right here I have this hair is flowing upwards, right? So since this hair is flowing upwards, and I was sketching it, I was really loose about what I was doing, and now there's all this line information, right? But they're only supposed to be one line in this area. Am I saying that the line's here? Am I saying that the line is along top of here or here or here, right? There's all this space where there's only just supposed to be one line there. So what tie downs is you're saying all this information that I have right here, all of that turns into this. And you can see how I'm defining what I want the lines to better represent, because up here, right, I have this line doing all this, but then I also have this down here. So is the line going to come this way, or is it going to come this way? Because there's only going to be one line, and I decided to make it like that. Okay, now I could have decided to push the line a little bit further up, but it all depends on what you want. Okay, and as well as the model sheet itself. So tying down your information, this head, right? I drew this head shape first, right? And then I built the hair on top of it. But we don't want to see the head poking through the hair, right? So on our tie downs, we're forgetting this information. We're only putting what's in the forefront. Tying down is also noticing where your shapes overlap and defining so. So you can see that I'm kind of picking and choosing what I want to express with my tie down. Right, we're forgetting all this information. We're forgetting all these lines right here because the head's underneath the hair, okay? Tying down is literally just a means of defining your information. And when I say information, it's where's that line that you were drawing, that you were sketching, where is it really sitting in time and space? And this is very, very, very important information, because when you go back to in-between it and your in-betweener goes back to in-between it, if you have an in-betweener, they are referencing these tie-down drawings. They're not referencing your rough drawings, because if they referenced your rough drawings, you would get really poppy and shaky animation, and that's not what we're going for. We're trying to get really, really, really smooth stuff. So also, you don't have to be super clean with your tie downs. Tying down doesn't have to be insanely clean. You can see here I'm kind of drawing through the lines, or shooting past stuff, or some lines I don't connect. All that stuff gets handled in cleanup, and Cleanup is a whole nother ballpark, so I'll handle that in another video. Maybe, I don't know. I don't I don't focus too much on cleanup much because I usually make my tie downs pretty clean, but you don't have to. It's about defining your shapes, being on model, so that when you go back to in between it, or in betweener goes back to in between it, that stuff, all the information is on point and no one gets confused. This right here, this is also something like, you see how I'm kind of just drawing through. This is something like I can choose myself to go back in and clean that up and cut it if need be, but I could have left it like that. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but you want to make sure that like you're conveying what you want to convey, right? Because this is the line that I sketched, right? I sketched this really thick line. It's like, well, where's the edge? Do I want it to be here, or do I want it to be there? And I want it to be there. So I think you get the point. I'll stop talking and we can now move to me actually tying down this entire animation. Okay, so by now you've seen that I'm about finished with this animation. I just have to finish up a few details, so I'm gonna go back in and do that, and then I'm gonna proceed to do the timing charts for this video. Now for timing charts, there are some of you out there that definitely know what they are, and then there's some of you that are probably not gonna know what they are at all. So, but for this video, I'm going to leave timing charts, or at least an explanation for it, out of the video, because they can, at one hand, although they can be really simple, they can also be very convoluted. And I'm very passionate about timing charts and the use of them. So if anything, I'm going to save that for another video because it's a monster in of itself. But I hope that you enjoy the rest of this video, and I hope that you enjoy these videos in general. I've been trying to make them more compact, but also still being enjoyable. We're still, you guys are still getting to see animation and all, you know, all that good stuff. Actually, animating, depending on what I'm animating, can take a while, and then editing these videos together on top of that just takes away, like, it takes even longer, and it takes a little bit away from animating. So if you do want to continue seeing these kinds of things, please subscribe and leave a like to this video and to my channel. It makes it worth it. It makes it all worth it. So I'm gonna continue to animate. I'm gonna continue to push these videos out and see what's working and what's not. But so again, I hope you enjoyed. I'll let the rest of the video play, and I will catch you next time. Peace.